That's what it means.
Oh, that's what it means? We're live, by the way, babe.
Oh, cool. It's nice.
That's okay. That's what it means in like English and in Israeli. That's the word for it.
That's in Russian. That's in
Russian. Okay. Am I just fucking up all your heritages?
Well, you're mixing them up together, but believe me, you're not the only one to have done it, so it's all good.
Okay, good. I'm like, wow, I'm seeming whiter by the second, not understanding this.
It's okay. Welcome to the Russian part. It's all good. So yeah, so it means water bear, and I love that idea. Just that somewhere down the line, my great whatever parents were just very simple, people bringing the water to the town. We're like, here you go, guys. I got some water for you. Enjoy yourself. I love it. I love that idea.
I like that too. I like the idea that, like, I don't know. I like thinking, this is cringy to say, but I like thinking about lineage, right? Like that I came from somewhere and like what was their life like, and like, yeah, it's like, it's weird to think about, right?
Well, you got your last names, and that's like a lot of the people's last names are usually something to do with a job. I was actually going to ask you, O'Hara, is that like, is there a meaning for that, or?
I don't know. It's Irish. I've never looked into it.
Right. Okay. So you got a bit of a mix there yourself.
Well, yeah. So I'm an Australian living in America. I mean, not really. My heritage is Irish, but it's like so far back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where yours is probably more like you migrated to London. You were born in Israel, sorry?
No.
Okay.
I was born I was born in Holland, and I lived there for like till I was 9. Just thought I had enough of Holland. I knew everything. No. Then my mom took me to Israel, and then I lived there for most of my life, and then I moved to London. But speaking about heritage, like the fact that you're saying that long ago you were Irish. That's crazy to think that, such a long time ago, whatever great whatever parents came all the way from Ireland for whatever reason. They must have had a reason to come to Australia.
Uh-huh.
And then that's like, I'm sure if you looked into it, you'd find which town they're from or something like that.
Yeah, my dad told me that like that my great uncle or something was like helping take American convicts to Australia, that he was on the big ships and helping them come across. So I don't know, I thought that was interesting. I was like, wow, okay. Also, guys, we have some wonderful people in chat. Shout out to my moderator, Simply Santasia. Zaki Zoo is here. Happy birthday for yesterday, Zaki.
Happy birthday, Zach.
Happy birthday, my love. My moderator texts me. Meg said that Santasia said that I misspelled Aaron's last name. I didn't. Did I misspell it? Oh, whatever. It's fine. I might have misspelt it on there.
No, it's all good. I can see it right in front of me. It's good.
Okay. We got approval.
I think maybe people think it's water bear instead of Vodovoz now. Hey, hello God, hello everyone. This is the first time I've actually noticed the chat. I was like, oh shit, there's actually people here. Hello.
Okay, Aaron he doesn't stream, and he's not like, I mean, I can honestly say that I might be more tech savvy about Twitch than he is, which I'm really feeling good about right now. And because I don't know if you know this, Aaron, but I am absolutely terrible with technology, and everyone in the stream can attest to that. So I enjoy just having this moment of glory where, I know slightly more than someone else, aka how to turn on a live stream. Shout out to yeah, what?
I was just gonna say, when you told me about Twitch, I was like, and to get onto like Discord to talk to you, I was like, oh shit, how do I do that again? I honestly felt like I was suddenly 75 years old. Like I've just held like a phone, and a smartphone in my hands. Like, what is it called? The handle? Yeah, let me find out what her handle is. I can find it. I felt so like just tech illiterate, but yes, you are definitely better than me at this.
Also, Santadra, it's fine. Don't worry about the name situation. We'll, it's all good. If you want though, Santi, can you put a link to maybe Aaron's Instagram? Which is, it's another layer of confusion is that it says Waterbearer on it says another last name, I believe, on your Instagram. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's the Instagram, and I can see we got MG God right here. Yes, I do have better internet this time. It's just thank you for noticing.
Did you have trouble on
we're
stream
doing it.
with Carolina?
Oh yeah, with Carolina. Oh my God. I think again, just showing how tech illiterate I am. I was just sat there, and honestly, every maybe 5-10 minutes, I'd be like freezing out or something like that, and I'd be like, "Wait 1 second, I'm just trying to find the internet connection." It was very funny. So
I had that same thing when I went on her stream, and I felt like I was like, this is so fucking embarrassing. Like, I just felt like I went on her stream right when I booked SKYE, didn't really understand any of it, couldn't even tell you what, like, they were like, what's your voice lines?
From
I'm
the
like,
start.
Yeah. It's hard, huh?
So, what is?
Just like to this foray into like this whole world. It's like, we're actors, we're not necessarily like gamers, so it's like a whole new world that we have to learn, right?
Yeah, 100%. But also, how Carolina was quick on that shit, that she picked you up so quickly after you got the part. She was like, I know who it is. She must have had like a third sense or a sixth sense. Was that weird for you to then talk about that? Was just like, did you record your lines already?
Yes, I'd recorded my lines. The reason that she knew about me was because I reached out to her when I booked the part, because I started getting all these messages and I didn't really know what to do. So I reached out to her and I reached out to her like, what can you help me? Like, how do I manage this situation so that I could like handle it properly? You know what I mean? So, because did you find it overwhelming at first? She's done the same to me.
Well, I mean, I guess I had the same kind of sensation as you're just saying, because I was getting all these Instagram messages, and I'm obviously very honored and kind of grateful that people enjoyed the work, but also at the same time I was like, hi, I guess, very unsure how to do it. And the same thing for me. I sent Carolina a message, so I was just gonna say, she seems like, I'm not gonna say grandmother because she's gonna kill me, but she's like she's like taking us under her wing and just making sure we know what we're doing, which is nice.
Oh, totally. I'm like, yeah, Mom, what do I do? They sent me this message.
Exactly.
And I don't mean like Mom because of her age, but like I just mean she's more experienced in this world than us.
100%. No, but that's exactly how I felt. That's exactly how I felt. So I just been like, and you know what though, she got in contact with the whole like birthday for Zach and everything. The writer, for those of you. So it was just very nice. She really cares, and she really tries to get people together. And she always just mentioned like, if there's anything I can do to help out, or if you need any questions, feel free. So she's always been very, I love it. She's really nice and open about it.
Yeah, she is a really nice girl. Honestly, we're really lucky because genuinely, like, everyone I've connected with, like, I'm so taken aback by how nice everyone is. Like, it's a really nice group of people. Have you found that?
Just don't get us pissed off. Yeah. No, if we're in a game, if we're pissed off, don't get us pissed off.
Piss off.
Thing I can say. Piss off, mate.
Okay, so guys, I should probably talk. I should probably introduce myself and the young man that I'm talking to, because I'm so excited to be on stream today. So this beautiful soul that I'm talking to, this is my friend Aaron. He also happens to be the voice of SOVA, the iconic SOVA in Valorant. He has such an interesting story, and I'm so excited to connect with him and hear about it with you guys, because there's so much of Aaron's life that I actually don't know about. And I was wrong about many things. I just said to him, "You're married, aren't you?" And he said, "No, I'm not married." So I don't know where the fuck I was getting my information from, but so yeah, I'm so excited to talk to him. I'm Miranda. I'm the voice of SKYE in the video game Valorant. I have a little bits goal today, and I also have a subs goal, guys. Please subscribe, and feel free to obviously join in the chat, fam. But because it is more of an interview, we're not always going to be responding to chat until the end when we can do some voice lines for you guys. Just don't think we're ignoring you. We love you. We're just, it's hard for me to talk and also respond to chat. And shout out to everyone who has followed. I appreciate you. It's F5 followed 3 minutes ago. And thank you so much. Okay, Aaron. Firstly, thank you for doing this. I appreciate that. And
my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And can you tell me about you? Tell me how you describe yourself. Like, what do you say?
I'm sorry. Just this, off of that, what we literally just did the whole thank you for coming here. Thank you for. That's I always think about that when you see in TV shows. You know, you have these people come on there like Jimmy Kimmel or something like that, and literally for a moment there, I felt like you're Jimmy Kimmel, and you're just this is an interview on a sofa or something like that.
Oh my god, sorry, I love that for me.
I'm in my own world, so yeah, I enjoyed it. But yeah, what were you saying?
Tell me about you. Like when people ask, how do you describe yourself to people? Like, what do you say?
Wow. What do I say? So I guess I just say, hey, I'm Aaron. I'm from Israel, and then. That's about it. I don't go into too much detail.
So do you
it's call literally yourself, just that, really.
So do you call yourself an actor and a voiceover artist? Is that the way that you would best describe yourself?
Yeah, I mean, if somebody is asks me what I do, I definitely introduce myself as an actor. I kind of put the voice acting inside that as a one big thing. But no, I wish I had a cape, but I don't go around with the cape being like, being an actor. But yeah, that's mostly it. The thing about where I'm from is a question of sometimes confuses me, not really, but yeah, I do say that I'm from Israel, and then people get confused like you did yourself today. It's just well, but where were you born? Holland. But who were your parents? Russian. But where do you live? London. What? Who the fuck are you?
Yes. Okay. So that is confusing. You've moved around. So you identify, even though you were raised in Holland until you were 10. What?
I was just pretending to be a spy. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Did you not hear it? Did you not hear what I was saying?
I couldn't hear what you were saying, and I was like, what is happening? But that was very good. Very good performance. So you were raised in Holland, but you moved to Israeli at the age of 10. How do you identify? You identify as Israeli and not as from Holland? What do you call people from Holland? Polish?
Dutch.
Dutch?
Yeah, they're Dutch.
Fuck, hell. I should know that.
All good. You're from Australia. We get it. I'm just teasing. But it's just, in Holland, so when I first came to Israel from Holland, I definitely just called myself, Dutch, 100%. That was just, I felt Dutch and everything. But the more you spend, the more you spend in a place, especially as you grow up, you just become more associated with the place itself. So after a while, I just saw myself more as Israeli. I feel Israeli. I kind of feel like my behavior and kind of the way I express myself is very Israeli. Do you not? How long have you lived in the United States?
7 years.
And is there not do you feel completely Australian still, or is there something about you that you notice is changing?
There's something about me that I notice is changing. Yeah, definitely. It's very confusing.
So just imagine that. Yeah, so just imagine that happening as a teenager. If you were to move to, definitely, if you would have moved to LA when you were 10, I can definitely imagine, just you absorbing the culture, absorbing the atmosphere and everything. Wow, what have you noticed so far?
Someone said in chat that you look like Harry Potter, and now I'm like, but you do look like Harry Potter.
These glasses, I swear to God, I get like bouncers at clubs being like, "Hey mate, you look like Harry Potter." Like, can I go in then? It's like, yeah, go ahead.
It looks good. I like it. It looks good.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
No, Daniel Radcliffe. He's a cutie.
That's it. Now I'm just gonna be like his stunt double or something like that. I hope he actually calls me like, listen, I heard this thing that you look very much like me. Can you come over and be my stunt double for a bit?
I have noticed that I have started saying words differently, and I think most noticeably, perhaps not to the outside world, but to me, is how I see the world has changed so much, and the way that I view most, like, kind of like, the most I would say is like world events and like politics and racism and like things like that, because I had a very, very a sheltered experience of the world living in Australia, in an island on the other side of the world that's like pretty safe and chill. And then I moved to America, moved to LA, where there's homeless people absolutely everywhere, and there's, you know, it was a whole thing, and it definitely was a very eye-opening experience for me. And 7 years later, my view of the world is very different. And it's hard for me sometimes when people in Australia talk about things that are going wrong. I have found myself struggling to have empathy for them, because I feel that they're so privileged. And I'm like, you guys have free healthcare, free education, you will be fine, okay? Just shut up, because I feel like there are people in America, or fucking look at what's going on in Afghanistan, blah, 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 where there's just so much shit going on in the world. And yeah, it's definitely changed my view of things a little bit, which maybe kind of makes I sound like a bitch, but you know what I'm saying.
No, not at all. I mean, I definitely feel the same way having moved to the UK from Israel, just from the same reasons, you know? I mean, maybe Israel isn't as necessarily sheltered, but that's a whole different conversation. But it's same, 100%. I mean, yeah, just a small example personally. Like, I know, especially because of the history, you know, Israel, blah, 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 all that. Coming to the UK for the first time, and there's a very big Muslim community here, which, you know, this is their life, this is where they live, and I wasn't used to seeing women in burqas.
Oh my God, yeah.
And for the first time to see that, for me, was just like, oh shoot. But then, you know, you just get used to it. And it's just, I use this as an example to show how, like, the moving to a different part of the world is like opening our own eyes, and you know, for lack of other words, just being able to now living with people who are different than yourself. So I get to know a bit more. You get to learn about different things, whether it's politically or racially or ethnic, you know, all the things that you just mentioned. That just comes, I guess, from you having moved to a new place, from me having moved to a new place. Yeah, I guess definitely not the answer I thought you were gonna give, to be honest. But yeah.
Was it too deep?
Yeah. You went for the business end. I was like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. This is important issues. I thought you were gonna mention more like accents and stuff like that. But you are right. But you are 100% right, because you do get affected that way, especially in an older age when you're not a teenager and you start paying attention to these kind of things. So definitely.
Yeah, you can't. And it's so interesting. I don't have a lot of Australians around me, but I have a friend who's American but lived in Australia very recently for like 2 years. And talking to him a lot, like, has really made me like think about these things and like how I view the world. And it's like, I think that's something that we don't talk about enough, is that people move to another country and then like you have a fucking identity crisis for the rest of your life, because you're never quite, like, you're not going to be British ever. You'll never be British no matter what you do. But if you go back to Israel, they'll tell you that you're not Israeli, that you're different now, that you have a different accent. And so you just spend the whole fucking time having this weird identity crisis for the rest of your life. It's strange.
What are you doing to me? I'm just going through it now, but why are you bringing back these traumatic events? I can't take it. No, you're so right though. It really you're 100% right because I do tours in the city. So aside from acting, you know, guys, for those of you believing that once you once you do one voiceover, you're done. So no, I wish. So I still do like a side job, which is like I'm a tour guide in the city. So I show Israeli tourists, who come from Israel to the UK to London. I show them around the city. I give them information about history and like places to go out and drink and gigs and all that. And
That's
every
so
time
cool.
somebody, yeah, I love it. But every time somebody comes up and like, where were you born? And I was like, okay, Holland is it. But I see, but so are you Dutch? Like, no, I'm Israeli. Like, but you have an accent. I was like, oh, I was just like, oh, it breaks me. Just because like you said, you know, it does, because you get used to like being somewhere else or like living, you know, growing up in Australia. I can imagine for yourself, and just like then somebody coming up to me like, you sound American, are you Australian? We should be, you know.
Yeah.
So
it's fucking weird,
100%,
isn't it? It's fucking weird. Okay, so wait, I've gotten so off topic. So people want to hear about you as SOVA, and
right.
tell me about booking the role of SOVA. So you're a voice artist. Have you done a lot of voiceovers? I haven't like looked you up on IMDb. Is that something you've done a lot of?
So not really, to be honest. I mean, I did maybe one or two other games which were like, I mean, one that's supposed to come out that's been going on for the last 2 years, and a couple of like mobile games and other like PC games, but I'm talking about small parts, and this was my first kind of real game to voice.
Okay.
You know, how lucky am I? And it was a fantastic experience. It was so cool. I don't know. I'm curious to hear what your experience of it was as well. But it was such a lovely, just great time with David, and just like in the recording booth was fucking great. And I really enjoy how I got to the point, because I remember auditioning for it, and he was like, we really got on, and we got the lines, and he seemed to be really stoked and pumped up about it. And then, okay, you know, we'll come in again. We did another 2 hours, so 2-2. And then it's like, okay, thanks for this is just the audition. Thanks for that. And then after a while, I hear back from agents like, it seems like, you know, he didn't get it. It's like, oh, shit. I remember seeing a friend of mine there who was also a Russian actor and everything. I was like, he must have gotten it, because, you know, he's a great actor and everything. And then for some reason, I don't remember what it was, but they're like, can we get him back again? And then I did another 2 hours of recordings, and from there in, they were like, yeah, you got the gig. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this, not gonna ask how or what happened, but thank you.
Wow.
And it was a great experience after that. And it's SF5, just because I just saw it at the corner of my eye. It's definitely the babushka line, or, you know, I am the hunter. So, but that'll come by later, I'm sure. But what about you though? What was that experience for you, the audition? Because you said this was your first time as well, right?
It was my second video game, but I'm pretty new to voiceovers. Like, I've always just been an actor, and then I kind of randomly started doing voiceovers like out of nowhere. So everyone's always asking me advice on voiceovers, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just really like only started doing it recently, and I'm very new to it. But I sent in an audition tape during COVID, and then just literally sent in an MP3. That was it, and then just forgot about it. And then 6 weeks later, I got an email from my agent saying that I booked it, and I didn't know what it was, didn't know anything. It was the easiest fucking thing in the world. Like, I literally recorded the audition in my bedroom for 30 minutes, booked the job. Like, that was the turnaround of events. You know what I mean? Like, nothing fucking crazy at all. So, like, but it's so interesting, Aaron. Like, everyone has had such different experiences. Like, they literally, like, flew Shannon in from, like, she was in Korea, I believe, at the time, because she was doing K-pop stuff, I think. And then, like, she ended up, like, getting flown into London, or she was going to be in London anyway for something. Like, just such different experiences. They, like, found her on Instagram, like, of how people got recruited or how people got found, Whereas I just had a regular experience of like them going out to the big voice agencies in LA and trying to find the voice of SKYE. And, you know, probably similar to you, they probably put the brief out to a lot of big voice agencies in London and then found SOVA through that, you know?
100%. That's definitely my experience as well. But that's crazy to hear about. They must have known they wanted Shannon's voice then, like in advance, I guess. But that's crazy that they flew her out. That's nice. That's the way I want to be treated.
Yeah, we need to get flown out.
Come on, what's this story? Why aren't we getting flown out anywhere?
Yes. Also, MG God asked about my YouTube channel. So Zaki is helping me put content on my YouTube channel at the moment, and so we're going to be putting highlights from streams on my YouTube. So if you guys want to subscribe to my YouTube, I'm going to be making sure to have a lot of content on there for y'all. Okay, so that's really interesting. So you found out you got this role and you didn't really know what Valorant was. Like, have you played it?
I heard about Riot Games. I haven't played. Have you played it?
No. No.
Sorry, guys. We haven't played it yet. Not yet. We will. Not yet, right? Yeah, I mean, I definitely, because I call myself a gamer. I have a PlayStation 4. I used to play a lot of games on my PC back when I was a teenager. So I definitely, like, I see myself as a gamer. It's just that I don't have a PC, so I can't play the game. I'd love to play it, though. I can't wait to actually play it and see what it's like and just kick some ass.
Yes.
But no, I haven't had the chance of doing that yet.
Okay.
I remember when what's his name? God.
Zach?
Average Jonas. No, Jonas. When he kind of brought me onto his Twitch as well, and he showed me kind of like what the game was like. Honestly, I had no clue at all. He was showing me how everything was working. I was like, oh, okay. It's nice to finally get a glimpse of the actual game.
Yeah.
But no, not yet. Hopefully, don't one day.
And
are you not a big gamer?
No. I've played like one video game in my life, like not even, like literally never played a video game, but I played Among Us a couple of times and like with Santasia. Like, no, I'm so not a gamer. But I now have all of these people in my life that are in the gaming community that I like think of as my friends, and like, you know, like my moderator and like Texture and Zaki, and so like it's just weird now because I have this like affinity with the gaming community, but I'm not even in it, you know what I mean? It's fucking weird.
Join us, Miranda. Join us. Have a game. Get PlayStation 4 or PC. Honestly, you'll enjoy it because what I like the most about gaming, and I think a lot of people who probably, I'll speak for myself. I think a lot of people who probably watch you would probably feel the same. But I love the storytelling, and you know what? It's actually a good friend of mine who made me realize this. Is that's how I got into acting to begin with. It wasn't actually, I wasn't watching a lot of TV or films at all as a kid. I used to play a shit ton. No films, no TV, but play a shit ton. And I think the games that I played and the stories that they told was what got me into like storytelling, and it really has a strong impact. If that's kind of like, I'm assuming that would be part of the kind of charm that you'd find in it too. Games. Oh, I'm playing Last of Us 2 now, and I'm already just, I'm sitting here like I can sit 8 hours a day just playing that game because it's beautiful. It's got a fantastic story. It's amazing. It's amazing how stories can do that too, basically.
Yeah, you would really like the lore of Valorant then. You know, you must find that interesting.
To be honest, remember we did lines for different characters. Brimstone. What if if we survive this, I'll give you a drink or something like that. Do you remember you got lines like that or something like that?
Yeah.
So I always thought those were like story progressing lines that would go fit somewhere. I don't know if is there like a story?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Absolutely, yeah. That's like one of the key differences with Valorant and other games is that like there's a whole lore, there's a whole narrative of like the characters and the story and the world and how it's evolving, and there's bits and pieces along the way where they sort of like have they leave little pieces of information along the way, and there's actually a lot of people in the community that create content around the lore. Zaki, one of my dear friends who's in the chat right now, is a person that does that. He makes a lot of content on his channel Valorant Hub about the lore community. And there's another creator, Simprel, and they make content about lore as well. Simprel knows fucking everything there is to know about lore. I literally messaged Simprel before you and I went live and said, do I have any lines with SOVA that you can tell me like off the top of your head? Because I wanted us to try to say them because I thought it'd be really cool. But I think Simprel was streaming at the time. But I'll check now anyway.
I see. Okay.
But
I mean,
I think you would love that.
That's what I mean. Like, I would, and I don't even, as you can see, have any clue about it, because what happened was we recorded the whole thing. And tell me if like your experience was different, but I recorded the whole thing, and then I never really got to see how it was used, really. Yeah. So, and also because I didn't play the game, so there was no chance for me to really kind of get to know what it was. So I'm curious. I'm really interested to see what the actual lore is.
Oh my god, you should watch.
Yeah, I guess I do. I will. I've been seeing like all kinds of paintings and recordings on like on Instagram of like of Valorant, and I constantly see all these relationships between the different characters. I'm like, what is the story? What's behind all this? So
it's a little fucking complicated. I'm not gonna lie to you, but if you ever want any information, I can get you the information via people that I talk to. Certainly, I don't know the answers, but I can ask other people. So I want to talk to you about SOVA and how. So SOVA is Russian. What information did you know about SOVA when you booked SOVA?
So when I was auditioning for it, David was just like, listen, SOVA is a Russian kind of elite soldier. He has a mentality that is more to do about like he's a hunter, obviously, and he's the elite hunter, as everybody knows. And it's more of a mentality state that he's in than just like he's good at his job. He sees this as like a way of living, his way of just like, it's more, he used a samurai warrior as an example, in the sense of a samurai warrior it's really their like way of living, the kind of samurai mentality and the kind of consistency and the kind of, I don't know how else to explain, but I think you're getting my point. And that it said is the same thing with SOVA. His mentality is to always support and help his colleagues or his other teammates, and always to like do the utmost best for the the betterment of the team, of the situation. So, and that was kind of the main thoughts that he was giving me, kind of like, always think about you're doing this to protect the other guys, to protect them, to help them, to find the bad guys and kind of like eliminate them for the protection of the group, like that kind of stuff, And I loved it. It was such a great way of getting into the character. And we tried a couple of different things. We tried a couple of really aggressive ones with SOVA to begin with, because we didn't really know where we were going to go with it first. So we went with a couple of really aggressive, kind of like, I will destroy you completely, like kind of that kind of attitude. Or more of a, or like as we worked on, it was more towards like, for the protection, I will destroy you completely. It becomes a bit different,
Oh my god!
And it was great to play with it, and it was really lovely. I'd never had that experience in it ever before, so it was really fun to do that. But yeah, so SOVA, elite hunter, Russian, will do anything and everything for his teammates.
He's kind of hot as well. He's got like the long hair and he's handsome.
I always find it so funny because I always imagine myself like when we get to go to a convention, I'm like, people aren't gonna know it's me. They're not. They're gonna be looking for this handsome, long ass motherfucker with like long hair and just like one patch of eye, and it's like, no, it's actually me, guys, the Harry Potter looking guy. you know. So I always find it funny, but yeah, I love the way he looks.
I love that. Yeah, you're a lot of people in chat are saying, that you listening to SOVA is very powerful. And actually, yesterday, I realized I hadn't heard so many of SOVA's lines, so I wanted to listen to some of them. So I went on YouTube and like found a compilation of your voice lines and listened to it. And I just loved it. It was just you're so good at SOVA. And I mean, that's very obvious, but it really makes the fucking character, and your voice is so interesting. And talking to you at this point is like, you are different. I love it when you talk to, shout out, thanks for subscribing. I can't read what it says. I think it says, Spartan Lover or Spartanversity. Subscribed. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Talking to you, I find it so interesting when you talk to a VA and their voice is so different from the voice of their character. It's just so crazy to me. The more I talk to voice actors, the more it just like blows me away. You know how talented voice actors are.
Well, so what was your brief when they came to you?
It said that she was like in her mid-20s and she was from a country town in Australia, a country town, specifically this country town called Nimbin, and that she grew up on a farm, and that she was an eco warrior. And essentially it was a description of me. Like, it was like, I'm not obviously an eco warrior, but I love animals, love being outside. I grew up in a country town. I mean, how much, it wasn't exactly a stretch to play this character. And I also thought, sorry, there's flies in my room. I thought that it was interesting because she, like, a lot of people say, oh, you speak exactly like SKYE, and I like actually really don't speak exactly like SKYE. Like, I totally get the crossover, but SKYE's like I'm trying to think of like if I can't even, some of her voice lines I would just never even say because they're so Australian, but like I do change my voice when I become SKYE because I make myself sound so much more country. But it's region specific. I was gonna say
more Toowoomba.
More Toowoomba. And people say, oh, you sound exactly like SKYE, and it kind of annoys me because I'm like, no, I don't sound exactly like SKYE. If I was going around talking exactly like SKYE, I wouldn't be able to live in LA. If I was going around going like, I tell you what, like, all right, like, I'm like, no, that's not how I talk day to day, guys. But anyway, I understand that there's a nuance to the Australian accent that if you're not Australian, you don't understand. You know what I mean?
So, you know how, like, I don't know if you've experienced this, but this is like, I feel this is a secret, but it probably isn't. But I feel like when I audition for English stuff here in the UK, I get picked up like that. And like, obviously American accent, or I think I have an American accent. It's like, it's when I can't get cast for like American stuff, if at all, it's just like the English people don't really know the difference between like something that sounds more, I mean, they probably would, but this would be a believable accent to them for an American. Whereas if you would go to the United States and I were to do an English accent, I kind of feel like they wouldn't know the difference, do you know? And I feel the same way, and another way around. And if I talk like this in American, they'd be like, where are you from? You don't really sound that up, because they'd be a lot more attuned to it. But I feel the same thing maybe with Australians. Like, I wouldn't have a clue just listening to your accent what part of Australia you come from, do you know? But I guess you're so much more attuned to it.
Yes. No,
Don't be mad at them. That's all I'm trying to say. Don't be mad at them, Miranda.
No. And listen, I'm not. It's just that my voice is like a topic of conversation so much in my life, like day to day living in LA. Americans comment on my voice, and so if I get in an Uber or I go to the store to buy food or whatever the fuck I do, or coffee, people will comment on my voice, and I love it.
Right.
Great, amazing. But then I go on social media and people are like, "You're not Australian, you're faking it," and it's like, and then people like say that my accent is too strong for living in America for 7 years, and that I should sound more American, and then people say that I don't sound Australian enough, and I'm just like, I gotta admit that sometimes I feel like I'm gonna lose my fucking mind if another person has I'm like, this is how I talk, okay? I need everyone to just agree that it's fine and that we're all bored with it, because
But this is where your ultimate needs to come out and be like, shut the fuck up, or I don't know. What's your ultimate line, by the way?
I don't know. I think it's seek them out. I think it's seek them out.
Oh, isn't that like what you use with the dog, which isn't a dog? It's a, what is it?
It's a Tasmanian tiger, babe. It's a Tasmanian tiger.
There we go. I learned that on your stream with Texture.
Oh, shut up! Oh my god. I love that you watched
so
that.
I learned that.
How cute is
Yeah,
Texture?
of course, I was curious. Obviously, he's the greatest.
Yeah, did you
but
I love that we've all gone on his podcast now. Like, all of us have just gone on it.
I think you have to. That's one of the podcasts you have to go to.
Okay.
But I definitely imagine you next time that happens, you'll be like, fucking seek them out, and come on, where's my Tasmanian devil? What's it called again? Not Tasmanian devil.
Tasmanian tiger.
Tiger.
Yeah, and I called the Tasmanian tiger Gary after my dad. It's my dad's name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Gary.
So Gary will come up to those. Whoever fucks with you, Gary will come up to you. So don't mess with him.
Yeah, exactly. It's me and Gary fighting it out. Okay, so how do you connect to SOVA? You know, like, what do you think the connection between you and SOVA is, if you had to say it?
Badass? No.
Yes, you can say that.
No, I'm just joking. What the connection is, I think I'm just, this is gonna sound wanky, but I think I'm pretty fiercely loyal. And I think that fierceness of my loyalty comes across in me wanting to like protect the shit out of people. So it's just like, yeah, I told you it's gonna sound wacky, but I think that's
I love
where
it. It's beautiful.
I think that's where it connected, because it's just like, I know SOVA has the ability to do it, you know, and SOVA can, like, he will protect by kicking, you know, just he is the hunter.
He
so
is
he
the
will
hunter.
Yes, he will use everything he has to make sure we will also survive. And I guess that kind of helps me. Also, I talk to myself a lot in the booth. So a lot of the times I would get like, all right, you fuck with me, I am that, like, just to get myself into like the line.
Fuck yes, myself, dude, you know, that's sick.
Wound up. I love it. If you haven't done it yet, you should definitely try it. Just like give yourself like an improv before and then get into the line, and it's hilarious. It's great.
I haven't improv'd as much, but one thing I absolutely do is I use my whole body when I voice act. And like, I think that like that's the one piece of advice that I would give to anyone who's like looking to voice act, is that you can't like go into a booth and be embarrassed to like use your whole body and wave your arms and hit yourself and like you have to be so dramatic, because you're telling a story through, as you know, Aaron, just your voice. It's like, you really got to fucking go for it, you know? And so I can relate to that.
That's kind of also what I love about it, because it's the freedom to be able to. Man, I sweated so much. I'm sure none of you wants to know this, but during the recording of SOVA, oh my god, the amount of sweat that was going down my pores and out of me, it was immense, because you were just like, I am the hunter.
Oh Oh my god,
It's just
Aaron,
like,
I'm obsessed with you. You're the best dude. That's so sweet.
it was great. It's fun. It's really a lot of fun.
That's so cool. And I think it's like, I love that you connect to this character. I think that's really fucking like cool and important that we say it,
that's
you know?
the same thing you were saying, right? You were talking about earlier how you were coming from the same kind of background and you had the same kind of like mindset of like obviously protecting wildlife and not necessarily actively, but you have that within you, caring about animals. So that's where it comes from, you know. But yeah, it's a absolutely ball. How did you find the recording for you? What was it like? Because I'm assuming you did that. Was David there with you in person?
No, the director was for my block was Natalia, and she was in London.
Oh, of course, yes.
And Zach was in LA, but Zach was on Zoom because it was like COVID was really, really bad at that time. It was middle of 2020. And so no one was in the room. Everyone was via Zoom. So I was in this booth in LA, in West LA, and I wasn't allowed to be in the same room as anyone else. Like the sound operator was like in a room and we were never allowed to be in the same room as each other, and everything was just via Zoom. It was actually kind of like a strange experience because I was like never fucking around anyone, you know? And then
that would have been so weird.
It was so weird, and like I was like, the only time I was allowed to take off my mask was when I was like saying the lines, but I was in a room by myself, and like I had to bring my own, you know how normally when you go to voice jobs, like obviously they have like snacks for you, they have coffee, like water and everything. Like I had to bring my own water bottle, my own coffee. Like they were like, we can't give you anything because cross-contamination with COVID, like no one could touch anything. And SAG, which is the actors union in America, for those watching, has so many fucking rules about COVID, which they should, obviously. They're trying to keep everyone safe. And so yeah, it was pretty strict, but everyone was via Zoom. But like, dude, I did not, other than like what I would describe as a desperate need to have them think I was doing a good job, but that's kind of just how I'm always going to feel when I book a job, you know? I found the experience to be very easy.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I just fucking nailed it. That's just how it was. That's I mean I that's the thing I completely forgot about, because we recorded this way before I don't think it was, well, whatever it was, I don't think it was during the pandemic, definitely, but yeah, you definitely, you just did it through online. And I remember coming in during the pandemic for another recording with, did you say Natalia was her name?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was over Zoom as well, and that still had it just had a different vibe. So I really hope one day you'll get to meet David, because he was just I mean, he's amazing. He's really fantastic.
Yeah, they're so nice. They were so nice, and like I felt like they were really like, they made me feel like I was doing a really good job, and I was just really like, oh, I don't know. I was like, thanks. Like they do. They're really.
You fucking did. You nailed it.
Yeah, but they were just so sorry. I didn't mean that to sound wanky, but like they just made me feel like I was like, you know, they're really supportive of like talent and stuff, and it's a really like a lot is riding on you when you go into that room, and like you're voicing something, and like it's a big deal, and like you know how big of a deal it is to them. Like they'll make you say a line, like one line, like genuinely 50 times. So like they're not fucking around. Like they have to get it right. So, you know, it's a weird experience. I don't know if you felt this way, but you go into the booth and say your session is like 4 or 5 hours or something, and I swear to God, like time stands still. Like you just go into this room and like you're in such an intense space, and then you kind of like leave and you're like, oh wow, the outside world still exists. Like it's so weird.
Yeah, no, I get that. I had definitely had the same thing, especially after like all the physical exertion that I was just showing you, and then be like, oh, what? I can breathe. There's air. There's people out there. It's like you get encapsulated in this little cocoon, and then you come out. It's like, oh, I'm alive.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so I I really want to get into asking you some of these voice lines and because that's what the people are here for.
That's what the people were waiting for. Yeah,
That's what-
100%. Thanks for waiting this long.
Thanks for waiting this long. Tell me, what is oh my god, Simprel sent us a list. Thank you,
Or MG
Simprel.
God, he's just like
MG
God has been wanting to hear these lines from the start. He's like, when are the voice lines? When are they coming?
Okay. So, thank you for sending me that information, Simprel. Apparently, we don't, you don't say anything to my character, but I say some stuff to you, which I have in front of me. But tell me, do you have a favorite?
What do you say to me?
I say, I'm gonna read you one of them.
Oh no, but you have to perform it.
I'll perform it.
Okay.
If that SOVA's arrows come anywhere near my pack, he's dead.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh, if I had known you had these lines before I came here, oof, I would have come prepared.
Wait, what are you?
That sounded great.
Oh, thank you. What are you? Tell me what are the lines that everyone knows you for? Can you think of like a 3 lines that everyone knows SOVA for?
So I'm gonna go with Shock Dart as my first one. Just
Okay.
because that exactly, MG God, everybody. Because that might have been the first thing that people started replying to my Instagram, just randomly on pictures from like a short film I did about Hasidic Jews. And they're like, oh, my friends, this looks fantastic. Shock Dart. It's like, what? What is this Shock Dart? Where is this coming? So that is definitely, let me just do it again. Shock Dart. Which somebody still has to explain to me how this became a meme, but Shock Dart is one. And then you got another one, which was, somebody wrote this here. The babushka line. I love the babushka line. Where is it?
You have a great speaking voice too.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you have a good speaking voice.
Should I start a podcast? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. Yeah, start a podcast.
Aaron Vodovoz. I like that as my nickname. My babushka. Thanks, Sinprel. Okay, here you go. Sky, right? You're here. Sky, I just want you to know that my babushka always told me not to brag. But for this, I make an exemption. Right, that's not actually the right way.
Woohoo! Oh my god, SOVA's cool. I love this.
No, he's great. That's one of my favorite. Let me try it one more time, because I do like this one. Okay. Because what was it? My babushka. Okay. My babushka told me not to brag, but for this, I make an exception. I love it. I don't know what it is. It's something about the attitude that SOVA brings that's just like, sometimes I'm gonna show you how kick-ass I am.
Hell yeah! SOVA's, yeah, I like that about SOVA. God, the accent's great. You do such a good job of it.
And then the last one would be the I'm the Hunter.
Yes. Let's hear it.
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready, baby.
All right, let me. If I've already said everything, let me just get into character for you guys. What are you trying? Yeah, I'm getting myself prepared.
Sorry.
Did you just hurt my friends? I am the Hunter!
Oh my god!
Hey, you guys want to know how it happens in the booth, right? So that's kind of how I get myself stoked up.
Holy shit! Woo! That was amazing. I fucking love that. Wow. Everyone's dying in chat. You're so
Miranda, I was
great.
curious to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
So, by the way, you know, I just if you've noticed, I haven't really been looking at my screen because the Twitch is so much in delay. So I've been looking at you, and then I haven't been able to like fix it together. So I haven't had you on my screen all this time. So if it looked like I was just like looking around, that's just because I've been listening to you.
Okay.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna ask you, what was your first reaction to like when people started telling you they enjoyed like listening to your voice? That sounds like a weird question, but I'm just curious.
I like just thought it was the weirdest thing in the world, and I honestly to this day still think it's the weirdest thing in the world that like that people like liked my voice was just wild to me. You know, Jason, he's the voice of Omen. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I really like Omen. I think like the backstory of Omen as a character is really cool, and like the graphic and like.
I need to find out these lore stories.
Oh, okay, yeah, Omen's crazy. Look up Omen. He's so interesting to me, and the Jason, the VA for Omen, his voice is just fucking insane. Like he does the most. It's like Gabe who does KO. Like he's voicing a robot. Like how crazy, you know, like I just think it's cool. And he said that I had a good voice on Texture's podcast, and I fucking died. I swear to God I died. Because I was like, oh my God, like, you know, I don't know. I just thought it was really cool. Like I still like get like really, I don't know, maybe because I don't believe it's true. So it's like when someone else says it, I just feel like, wow, thanks for saying that. I don't know if that makes sense. How do you feel?
No, I get that completely, and I mean I've seen that clip off of Texture's like thing as well, podcast as well, when those guys were talking about it, and they're right. You do have a great voice, like a fantastic voice, but it is really true to what you said. Like it's because if any of the people on the chat just records themselves for a second on their like iPhone or whatever you got, and then listen back to them, I bet you every single one of me, like including myself, I remember doing that when I started off, and like, I do not want to listen to my own voice.
Yes.
And then to have somebody else like not just appreciate it, but I mean like it being part of a story, it being part of a lore, it being like part of a whole like game is so wild to me, and I'm really grateful that people appreciate it. But and that's why I was curious to hear how you felt about it, because it's just like a mind bend for me.
It's seriously, it's the weirdest thing in the world. I have a lot of trouble explaining it to people. It never isn't like hard, like people outside of the gaming community. I don't think they fully get it. It's all very, very strange, but it's such a privilege, like not to be a wanker, but it is a privilege to be able to be the voice of these characters. We're really lucky.
Yeah, you guys in the chat, it's you guys that we're doing this for. So I hope, and like I'm so glad that you guys are enjoying it. So
I know.
Keep kicking ass, as they say.
Yeah. So MG God said we've never heard him say nowhere to run. That's the line when the enemy SOVA uses the ultimate specifically. He says goes nowhere to run. Do you know what I'm talking about, babe?
Wait. Yeah, I do. But I also just saw, I think somebody else mentioned that they wanted to hear you say, you are the hunter. So I really want to hear you say that. Can you? Say,
I am the hunter?
The same, my ultimate line, but just...
Okay.
But wait, you gotta get into it.
Okay, but can you wait? So okay, can you just say it for me in SOVA's voice? You don't have to yell it. Let me see if I can do it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you deaf again. I am the hunter.
Okay. Okay, go on.
Wait, so. After you do it in my accent, can you please do it in your accent as well?
Okay, yes I can. Okay. I am the hunter. Was that fucking terrible?
That was great.
I am the hunter.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
I think you might have gone German there, but
okay, Okay, yes, I might have gone
No,
German.
it was great.
Okay, oh fuck. Okay. And then I'll do it as Sky. I am the hunter.
Yeah, please. Oh snap! Okay, I'm actually getting excited like a little kid. This is great.
They want me to scream, but y'all, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it.
No, I think. I'm sorry. I'm with it's SF5. I mean,
Alright, fuck it. Alright, fine. Fuck it. I'll fucking scream at y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I am the hunter! Was that good enough? I don't know.
Yes. Oh, it's great. I just also just saw it on like Twitch, and your whole facial like expression went completely into it. It was amazing. I loved it.
So many things are gonna get clipped from this stream. I tell you what, like so many little highlights.
This is sick. This is great.
Okay, so.
Wait. So what was that one line that we were saying? Nowhere to run.
Oh yes, nowhere to run. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't even remember doing this line, but okay. Nowhere to run. I think something like that.
That was sick.
Also, one of the things David had told me, and this was like a whole. Oh, he screams it. Okay, I'll do it in a sec again. So, one of the things that David had told me in the booth was like one of the tips he gave me was like if you need to be like really intense or really aggressive, just try and snarl at it a little bit, and then it comes out a bit more aggressive and it's just a bit more intense. Whereas if you kind of like want it to come across a bit nicer, you know, if you just want to have a nice conversation, then you try and open the smile, and it just comes out a lot different. And since then I've like definitely used this for like my other voiceover gigs, just as like a trick to be like, okay, I know. Yeah.
That's so interesting. They told.
Let me try one more.
Yes, go.
No, what were you gonna say? They told you what?
They told me to be less aggressive as Sky. So that I was coming on too aggressive, and now a lot of people tell me that Sky's like more wholesome of a character, and I think that that's interesting. That like I've made her seem more wholesome, which is it's very weird. Anytime someone describes you as wholesome, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but it's very strange. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, fuck no, I'm not wholesome.
I'm
Get the
bad.
fuck out of here, you wanker.
Yeah, but I get called wholesome all the time on like social media, and I'm like, okay, like great, thanks guys.
but Miranda, you are so wholesome. Come on. You like, don't make me slit your
Yeah, don't. Okay, so yes, please, what were you gonna do? You were gonna do the yelling line.
Oh yeah, just because there was this nowhere to run was apparently
Oh, you yell it. Okay.
That, so
yes.
I'm just gonna do it. Scream it more. What does pug mean? That was pug.
Poggers, it means like that was cool, that was a great job, loved it, kind of thing. You say it normally in game to like be supportive of someone else.
Oh, cool. Pug, you guys. I'm gonna take this. Oh, it's SF5. I think you're a natural director. It's SF5. You got it. You've got what it takes. Let me see. Nowhere. I will destroy you, every one of you. Nowhere to run. Or Miranda, I'm trying to see you.
Oh my.
Your reaction is so delayed, so I get to see the moment. I hope I didn't make you deaf with that.
No, you didn't at all, actually. That's how I felt when I was like yelling the other line. I'm like, fuck, I'm like blowing everyone's eardrums. You're so good, Aaron.
Hey. Right.
Can you say for me?
So wait, what's
Yeah.
Go on.
Can you say for
I'll
me?
ask you later. Don't worry.
They should have dug a deeper grave.
Ooh. Is that one of my lines?
According to the internet, yeah.
According to the all-knowing internet. Okay, they should have dug a deeper grave.
Yes.
So this is more intimate, I think. Наверное, мне надо так тебе сказать. They should have dug a deeper grave. Right. Yeah, it's more intense, I think. It's more like, it's more, I can't even remember doing it, but it's just like, they should have dug a deeper grave. Yeah, that's better.
Oh yeah, I'm so into that.
Can I do a skyline?
Oh my god, of course you can. I would love that. Do you want to say, okay, so one of the things that I say to you is I say, in the words of our SOVA, the pack survives. I'm going to perform it, and then can you say it in your SOVA voice? And you can try to say it in an Australian accent as well if you want, but you don't have to.
Say it again.
I'm going to say it to you, okay?
Oh my god. I think, yeah. If I were to do an Australian accent, I'd honestly offend the whole continent. It would be so bad.
Okay, well, you don't have to, but I'm going to say the line and then say it as SOVA, okay?
I'm with you.
Okay. In the words of our SOVA, the pack survives.
Did you say bad SOVA?
In the words of our SOVA, the pack survives.
Okay. The pack survives. Okay. In the words of my SOVA. In the words of our SOVA, the pack survives.
Oh yeah, baby.
I don't know why SOVA is turned into this menacing character now. Miranda, you're just like sat there, you're digging it. You're just like, oh yeah, this is good.
I like it. I'm really into SOVA. Okay, and what else have we got?
So wait, what is one of your iconic lines?
Okay, I'll do it. I'll perform one of them for you, and then do you want to say it as fucking SOVA? So Yuru, one of the characters, calls me a flower girl, and he says he calls me, he says, "Hey flower girl," and he offers me something, and I respond with this: "No thanks, I've got enough. But call me a flower girl again and I'll break your nose."
Oh, I felt that. That's dope. I love it. I love the attitude. That was like no shit taken. Yes. Right. So what is it again?
So it just say, "Call me a flower girl again and I'll break your nose."
Okay. What did you call me? Call me a flower girl one more time and I'll break your nose. I look. Let me try and do it again, but with your attitude. I like your attitude. I'm gonna do this with your kind of energy.
Okay.
Call me a flower girl one more time and I'll oh, fuck. Sorry, let me try that again. Retake.
Retake. Rolling. Hold for sound. Rolling. Action.
Thank you. Call me a flower girl one more time and I'll break your nose. It's a whole, you've definitely got a whole different energy going. I love it.
Yeah, that's the one line that I was allowed to get
shit.
mad on, so... You know, I really...
Was that the only one?
There's a couple that I was allowed to get mad on, but I had to kind of hold it in a little bit, you know? I wasn't allowed to go too crazy with getting angry, because, you know, maybe other...
You're wholesome.
Yeah, because she's more wholesome, and I think other characters are like... That's their whole vibe. They're like fucking angry. You know what I mean? Like that's like more of their vibe. Whereas Skye's vibe is like, she's just, yeah, she's a little more wholesome. I don't know if Riot feels that way, but I certainly get that message a lot that she's more wholesome.
Let me ask you this. If you were to have done, you know, Skye, which character would you like to have voiced? Forget about like the different accents and all that. Which one would you like to be?
Probably like Omen or KO, because it's like they're not people, so I really like the idea of voicing something that's not a person. Like I think that that's really cool. How about you? Who would you want to have voiced?
That's dope. Oh, I'd go for Yoru. Is that his name? I think it is.
Oh, yes.
Yoru or, right? Is you?
Yoru.
That is his name, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, or him, or, what's the guy with the fire?
Phoenix?
Yes, Phoenix.
Yeah.
That guy. Oh my God. I think I've told it to every single podcast I was on, but I remember, like, seeing the first kind of cinematic that came out, and I was just like absolutely like, oh, I thought he did such a good job, like voice acting wise and everything. And he's absolutely nailed it. And then
he's brilliant. He's fucking brilliant, that guy.
Literally, he really is. And then for the recording, I was told he's coming, and I got really nervous. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna be here. He's gonna come on my team. And then after I finished my my recording, I went to the toilet. As I walk out, he literally, I could see the back of his head going into the recording booth. And obviously I'm not gonna like run after him or anything like that. But it's just like, even the back of his head to me was just like, I saw him. It's him. He's right there. Oh my God.
Why are we all obsessed with each other? Like, it's all weird. We're all fangirling over each other. It's the weirdest thing ever. We're all like, oh my God, they're so good.
Because we get excited. It's good. We like to see this work.
Yeah, Ali Afabi, I believe his name is, and I apologize if I said that incorrectly. He's very talented. I remember he was one of the first characters that they showed me, and I was like, damn, that's a voice. That's a voice, you know? He does really well with that character. Aaron,
badass character.
You have a line about the motherland. Do you know the line that I'm referring to?
No. Ask me about the line.
Someone commented. I'm not gonna
be the best to remember them.
Oh, you're fine. Someone commented it in chat. So I'm gonna I've got to get out of here, and I'm sure, and we've taken up a lot of Aaron's time. So comment the motherland line in chat, and then so Aaron can say it, and then we're gonna wrap this up, friends and family. So let us know what the line is. I'm waiting for MG God to comment it. Bring him onto the podcast.
On it. He's been on it.
He has been on it. He really has. MG God is a SOVA lover. That is for sure. Protect our motherland is the line, babe.
Protect our motherland.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. MG God is all about the intense ones.
Exactly.
Okay. Protect our motherland. Okay. You want to fight? No. I'm telling you. I'm sure you guys. I'm sure my flatmates are gonna be asking me later, like, "What the fuck were you? Who the fuck were you screaming at?" So.
Just say Miranda. I was just talking to my friend Miranda.
Yeah, exactly. In a very, very intense voice.
Yeah, we were fighting. We were fighting.
We're having a passionate conversation, okay? A passionate conversation. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Woo! It cut out a little bit, but he is so talented, and we're so lucky to have spoken to this wonderful man and have learnt about him. I really appreciate you, Aaron. You're a fucking legend. I selfishly want you to move to LA so we can become friends and we can hang out and have beers.
Yeah, I'd love to. That'd be fun.
But hopefully our paths cross.
I gotta be honest. I think somebody jinxed it. Whoever brought up the whole internet business should have waited till we actually finished this damn podcast.
I know. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was lagging a bit in the second half, but the first half it was good. So we got through it. Guys, I appreciate you coming and hanging out with us today. This is Aaron. He's the voice of SOVA in the video game Valorant. Follow him on Instagram and all of the things. Shout out MG God, because you're an OG SOVA lover and we appreciate that. Follow him, Simply Santasia. Just put his Instagram in chat and
Definitely.
Subscribe, follow my YouTube channel, because I'm going to start clipping all of the highlights of all of my streams for you guys in case you miss it or you just want to revisit it all. So thank you so much. Goodbye. We love you. We're going to wrap it up. And Simply Santasia, I trust you to raid whoever you want, my darling. Bye, friends. Ooh.